And this is going to go straight to one group in particular. As you guys know, I'm on hundreds of Facebook groups and posts, and I post my messages equally throughout. The only one of these groups that is overwhelmingly against my vision of freedom and democracy and a just nation where the American dream is returns to being the founding fathers' vision of a nation built on freedom. The only group that is constantly against what I post is a certain group called Cuban Roots, because of my Cuban roots are different than their Cuban roots. Because here's their thought process. They believe because they grew up under dictatorship, under the autocracy of Cuba, the relentless indoctrination of a nation that is the picture of autocratic dictatorship. My grandfather coined it the law of the funnel, la ley del embudo, rich and full at the top and drips to nothing at the bottom. That's Cuban government, and it's always been that way. I mean, Cuba has only had dictators, so it's no surprise how much they love the orange turd. I get that, but the fact that they believe that what they learned in Cuba about America is the truth, is the fact, is what they rely on for their political beliefs. The country that spent decades upon decades vilifying democracy and trying to pass themselves off as democracy in billboards throughout the island and propaganda that say, celebrando más de 60 años de la Revolución Democrática Cubana. Translates to celebrating over 60 years of Cuba's democratic revolution in a place where zero democracy exists. And textbook indoctrination designed to confuse and strike fear at the mere mention of the word democracy. And so that they can be deployed globally to destroy freedom and democracy wherever they go. They were sent to Venezuela, they were sent to Nicaragua, and now in Miami, where they still idolize Castro and call him and the orange turd a bárbaro, a guile, the greatest, the horse, the stallion, because of their relentless indoctrination throughout their entire history. Cuba has never had a duly elected president. There was maybe one. I think Brio was kind of for a short time an actual elected president, and it didn't last because they love their dictators. They only understand dictatorship. They only want to hear one voice, one version that fits their small little dictatorial infused brains. So, my family left Cuba since 1940s, 1944, 1946, they were all out. And their policy throughout the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s was to never vote as the Cuban people do. Because they're always going to select, they're always going to choose the dictator. Always going to choose the dictator. We the people deserve better. We the people need to send a message that this is not the Founding Fathers' vision of a nation built on freedom. This is Cuba, Castro, Putin, autocratic dictatorship. Wrapped in a flag and stabbed by a cross. Doesn't change it. It's the same toxic, autocratic playbook used throughout history to destroy freedom, democracy, and lives. Out of greed, ignorance, and hatred for humanity. God bless you. God bless every single one of you. I love every single one of you. Especially those in Cuban roots who've been indoctrinated their whole lives. I love you. We the people. I'm George Delara. I want to be your next president. I'm not a millionaire, not a billionaire, not a politician, not a captain of industry. I have no connection to the monopolies, to the corporations, to the complicity in Washington, that they're all bought and sold and they all smell of shit because they're all into shit in one way or another. Splattered, stink of, infested, eaten, splattered. They're all into shit. So we need somebody from outside of Washington. Someone who has absolutely no connection to the politics, to the corporations, to the monopolies, to the billionaires. Only a connection and a dedication to we the people. That's it. Not a Democrat, not a Republican. I'm not a communist, not a socialist, not a libertarian. I'm a fucking American, and that is it, motherfuckers. Deal with it. I love you. George Delara. We the people. Crazy and impossible. This is crazy and impossible that a brown, middle of the road, moderately talented, moderately educated Latino que habla múltiples idiomas, that speaks multiple languages, can want to be your president. Because I believe the power and strength of our nation was in those three little words, we the people. And our beautiful, talented diversity is what terrifies these beta boy bitches. Let's give them a lot of it. God bless you guys. We the people. Crazy and impossible.